So we've been living on Maui now for 14 months. It's been amazing. We also lived on Oahu for 2 years. So I feel like we know a thing or two about moving to the Hawaiian Islands.
Yeah.
So we've been looking forward to making this video for a while. Here are 10 things that we wish we knew before we moved to Hawaii. Hi, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Erica.
And this is the Hawaii Vacation Guide. So with 2020 being the year it was, a lot of people have been moving to Hawaii. The state's actually seeing an uptick in people moving here because of remote working.
Yeah.
So here's some good things to consider before you hop on a plane and come out here. This is the 10 things we know. So first of all, what I love about Hawaii the most is the people, the diversity. It's like a melting pot of cultures, of accents. Everyone just coming together is really nice. Locals are extremely friendly if you treat the land and the people with respect.
Yeah. I would say what I love about Hawaii is actually summed up in a quote that I read somewhere, that in Hawaii, the necessities are expensive and the luxuries are free. And I totally think that that just sums up our experience here. As you'll learn as we go through things, some things are really expensive, but what I love is that we get to wake up every single morning, the sun is shining, we go to the beach, we spend so much time outdoors. It's beautiful.
It's nice. Well, that's why we moved here. Number one thing that we learned is that there's not a lot of doctors on the islands, right? They don't have like the best medical facilities to support everybody. And that's why during COVID, they were so worried about an outbreak because they know they didn't have that many ICU beds. There's only a few respirators. And so it's just something to know, like if you're gonna have a baby on the islands, if there's complications, they'll fly you to Oahu. Oahu has great medical facilities, but the neighboring islands, you have good care, but it's just not what you would get in the mainland.
Not enough. It's always been talked about that there's a shortage of staff and resources here. So number two is something that I struggled with when we moved to Oahu. I struggled with again when we got here. I finally come to peace with it, and that is the food cost. Food is so expensive here, but think about it. It comes on a ship, has to come across the Pacific to this tiny little island. So we've learned, we've adjusted.
Yeah, we blew our budget on food. It's ridiculous. So yeah, we adjust. We do a lot of shopping at Target, at Costco a little bit.
At farmers markets, we try and buy local produce. We eat a lot less meat, more fish. So you just adjust.
Yeah, you figure it out. And every local has like their favorite place where they go for food and get the good deals and the coupon shopping. So you just make do.
But every time we go to the mainland, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like half, of what we pay out here in Hawaii. The
number 3 thing we learned is it's hard to make friends at times because people come and go so much. A lot of people move to Hawaii and they don't like it and they leave after 6 months to a year. So we've even had a few people say like, we like you, but we'll wait like a year and a half to still see if you're around before we develop a relationship. It sounds rough, but like people just get burned on it. So it can be a little hard to make friends. Saying that we've been here for 14 months, I feel like we have a good solid group right now, which is nice.
4 is being that life is expensive here, you still gotta work. Not every day is vacation, and there are moments when I see people on vacation out enjoying the beach, and I'm like, oh, I wish I was out there too.
I want to go stay out Porta,
I want to go do that. You will still be at your computer if that's what your job entails.
So, and I just want to go off a little tangent here. Like, don't move to Hawaii if you don't have a place to stay, or if you think you're just going to be on the beach all the time. Like, you still got to work. And like, Hawaii has a big homeless problem right now. So like, kind of come out here ready with some savings and some income. It's going to be expensive when you first get here, which takes us to our next few points. Number 5 is you need a car on arrival, or do you have a car on arrival? So you can ship your car over here. It's about $1,000 to $1,500 from California. A lot of people do that. We did that when we moved to Oahu, but when we moved to Maui, we arrived without a car. So it gets really expensive because you can't go to a rental car place because that's like $50 a day for a rental car. And you're kind of in a rush to find something. Not to mention you need to get around the island. So it's just kind of like plan ahead, either ship your car out or have like a little savings there to rent a car.
Yeah.
We ended up renting from Kahalui Auto Rentals, and it was like 25 bucks a day, which was really cheap for us. It's kind of like a rent-a-wreck, but it worked out great.
Yeah.
So it's something to have.
And I will say, used cars are actually more expensive here. So do the math, see if it makes sense to ship out. If you have a car, ship it out, because the first time we shipped our car out, I thought that was so silly. And then coming out to Maui and looking at the used car selection that we had here, I wished we would have done that again.
Yeah, and because it's such a time crunch, you just go to Craigslist and whatever's available is kind of like what you have to pick from.
Yeah.
Hana Pepe?
Hana Pepe.
Hana Pepe.
Welcome to Hana Pepe. So the next one is kind of know what part of the island you want to move to. So first of all, pick your island, right? There's other videos on that one. But like if you're moving to Maui, like where we're at, like kind of know what part of the island you want to be. So I recommend an exploration trip, is what we used to call it in like corporate lingo. Kind of come out, scout out the areas. If you're vacationing here, you probably already know, but a lot of people actually have never been to the islands and they want to move here.
Yeah.
Really risky. So what kind of neighborhoods, know what the food is like, the local place to shop, even the climate changes on what part of the island you're at, kind of know what the neighborhood feel is. So it's always good to do the exploration trip. And that brings me to another part about expenses, right? You can't like go to a hotel to figure this out while you're house searching, because like even like the Marriott Courtyard by the airport is like $350 a night, right? There's no like real budget hotels. There's hostels to stay in. So if you don't have housing figured out before you land, it's gonna be expensive to figure that out. Don't plan on sleeping on the beach because it's not always the safest idea. So the next thing we learned, it gets hot here. We never really traveled here during like August, where we forgot how hot it gets. So during the summer, it gets very hot. Recommend to have air conditioning. Of course, if you're like up country, it's not as important, but it does get hot here, very hot.
Yeah, so just be prepared for that. Your electricity bill will be higher because you will be running that AC.
Most expensive electricity in the country is out here.
Bring as little as possible as you can with you. We came out here, the two of us, plus our son and our dog, we had 5, 6 suitcases.
5, yeah.
Yeah.
And we thought we were being minimalist, right? We got rid of everything before we came, but we had 5 suitcases and then we had 3 big boxes shipped here.
Oh yeah, we did. So we brought too much. Even that was too much. Come out with as little as possible. It's expensive to get your things shipped here. A lot of the stuff you won't even want.
You don't even need it.
Use this as an opportunity to explore minimalism.
Declutter.
I love to plan things, and so before moving out here, I wanted to find Henry's daycare and figure out the dog sitter and get everything that we needed in order before we got here. And I learned very quickly that that's not exactly how this island works. So you find out about so many things here by word of mouth. That's why it's important. You find your location, you start meeting people, and just ask. So we found his daycare, not through a website, not through Yelp, not through a Facebook page, but literally through asking someone. She doesn't even have a website. We found his swim lesson the same way. We literally are finding almost everything through word of mouth. Very few of these businesses have websites. They don't have Yelp pages, Google reviews. It's just not, you don't see those types of things as often out here as you do for businesses on the mainland.
And the last thing, number 10, it's not like a build-up or anything, but it's bugs. I don't want to make a big deal of it, but there's mosquitoes, there's centipedes. The centipedes are like the only thing on the island that really bites you. There's a lot of cockroaches. So like if you're not a big friend of those, even mice, we moved into our condo, there's mice all over the place and cockroaches. So it's just like, just come with that mindset.
Yeah.
That's all you can really do. Some people can spray, you can get Terminex, do all that kind of stuff. But there are bugs on the island. And just be ready for it.
It's just a fact of life out
It's
here.
that you're in paradise, you can't leave food out, the ants will get it.
Yeah.
But there's worse things, right? Not a big deal. So that's what we learned about moving to Maui and our lessons learned from Oahu. We love it. It's been great.
Love it.
It's been nice. Yeah.
Wouldn't want to be anywhere else. Truly, truly.
Definitely do your research before you come. Watch this. Watch other videos.
Yeah.
And then we hope you make the right decision. We hope you come out here with remote working. It's just great. We hope this was helpful.
Come be our friends. Just kidding.
Thanks for watching. Head to our website for more information about Hawaii, on vacationing Hawaii, even moving to Hawaii, bring your dog to Hawaii. We have a lot of great stuff on the HawaiiVacationGuide.com. Thank you so much for watching.
Thanks for watching.